Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Praise all to Allah, the merciful, the compassionate, and peace and blessing be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and all the prophets of Allah. It's my pleasure to invite you to another episode of your program, Glimpses from the Life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today I'll be talking about something different, which is very much related to what may call leadership skills of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anyway, this issue has been investigated by many from an academic perspective because of the great success that the message of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam showed all over the world, to the extent that Michael Hart, in his book, The Greatest 100 Leaders of the World, said when he chose Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to be the most influential leader ever to be existing in history, he said, universal influence over human history on both religious and secular aspects of life made him choose Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to be number one. It is, as he mentioned, unprecedented success in spreading Islam all over the world in a very short period of time, and the continuation of the spreading of the message that he came up with. He referred to the difficult social, civil, tribal, religious surrounding context in which the message took place. The Prophet ﷺ was not rich, he was not powerful, he was not dominating at that time. Allah selected him because he said subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. He nominated him for the qualities, the great qualities of his character, to be the final prophet to all humanity. Michael Hart said he was the greatest political, military, religious leader ever known in history. Even Thomas Carlyle, in his book, Heroes and Hero Worshippers, he elevated Prophet Muhammad ﷺ above all, to the extent that people felt that Thomas Carlyle was a Muslim. I'll shift a bit. This is just an introduction to these issues. What made Prophet Muhammad ﷺ having such kind of leadership skills? How they were implemented, how they are reflected in his message, in his treatment. This would take many episodes anyway, but we just want, as they say, make a long story short. The Prophet ﷺ showed great perseverance, great patience, great commitment to his values. He lived by these values. أَدَّبَنِي رَبِّي فَأَحْسَنَ تَأْدِيبِي. Allah educated me in the best way. And these values are reflected. When Aisha was asked about his character, she said, كَانَ خُلُقُهُ الْقُرْآنِ. His character was the Quran. Okay? The Prophet ﷺ showed very important leadership skills, which is he would know about different types of personalities and who would fit for which mission. He selected Mu'adh to go to the people of Yemen, and he said, you're going to the people of the book. So he selected the most knowledgeable. He selected Hudayfa to be his secret keeper, his intelligence. And behind each one of those, there is a story. Okay? He selected many of his companions to go into certain missions, even the ones who would be sent to the different rulers all over the world as delegates for certain qualities that they were having. When Abu Dharr came to him and said, why don't you appoint me to be an emir? He said, it is a trust and you are weak. Not because he was weak in his faith and his iman, no, but his temper was a bit high. So he would get angry easily. And leadership requires patience, perseverance. The Prophet ﷺ was very skillful in bringing up leaders. When it came for military, he chose Khalid ibn Walid. When it comes for oratory, he chose Qais ibn Thabit, very eloquent speaker. When it was for public relations and poetry, he chose Hassan ibn Thabit. When it comes for Allahumma salli ala Rasulillah, adhan, he chose the one with best voice. So if you look at leadership skills of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there are so many. They have really astonished those specialists in the history of leadership like Michael Hart and others. The personality of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was so marvelous to the extent that his enemies would even admit his great leadership skills, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him such skills to spread this message. So he is an example in whatever he's done. And I ask people, especially scholars and academicians in the fields of leadership, to study these aspects of the life Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, especially his leadership skills, and how he managed and led such a community that was very difficult to lead, from different backgrounds, from different tribal affiliations. The Arabs never gathered in their history but against Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.